Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue to work with those skirt blocks that we created for our curvy Barbie. If you were with me on that video, we actually created the blocks to create this skirt, as well as an additional video that showed you how to line the skirt all the way through and close it with snaps. In today's video, we're going to take it one step further by getting some skirt blocks out for Tyler Wentworth and adding a facing to the skirt as well as a zipper. If you have a stash of cut zippers that you've used in previous projects and you want to use just a small zipper, this will be the perfect project for that. Let's go ahead and get started. To get our skirt constructed, you're just going to need a few materials, which include some fabric of your choice, some scissors, a zipper, some pins, your original skirt blocks that you want to work with, a piece of paper, and a pen. Since we are installing a zipper in the back of the skirt, I would recommend that on your pattern block, you make that seam allowance larger than 1/4 inch. To create the actual facing for the skirt, we're going to look at each piece. We're actually going to cut out the darts. At this stage, you need to decide the width of the actual facing. So we're going to start with that front piece. We're just going to place it right on the edge of the fabric. And I've decided I want the width of the facing to be 1 inch. You're going to take your pen and just trace around the exterior portion of the garment and down that dart. Once you have the pattern traced on there, you're going to measure 1 inch down from the actual top edge of the skirt. You do want to make sure that you label your pattern piece. So this is the front cut on the fold, and this is actually the front section. You're going to grab your Scotch tape and tape those two pieces together. You can round off that edge right where the two pieces come together. We create the back facing in the exact same way. So grab your sloper piece, set it on the piece of paper, outline it, including where you cut out the dart, and measure down 1 inch from the waist edge. Once you have your back facing taped together, you're just going to round out that edge where the dart came together, and you're ready to cut out the pattern. With our pattern pieces cut out, all you want to do now is grab your heat erasable marker and mark the point of the actual darts, and then we'll get the darts sewn in both the front and back sections. Let's get all the darts tied off, and then we'll press the darts to the side. For the next step, we're going to grab our back sections, pin them right sides together, and sew the center back seam. You're going to remember that I said at the beginning of the video that this back seam is a little bit larger than 1/4 inch to accommodate that zipper. With our center back seam sewn, I'm just going to grab our zipper. You're going to take the end of the zipper and place it right where that seam ends on the center back. I'm going to pin it up one side of the zipper, making sure that the folded edge goes across the center of the teeth, and then I'm going to sew it in place using my regular sewing machine foot. With the zipper installed in the back of the skirt, I'm going to grab this front section and place it right sides together. A super easy way to hem the skirt is to only sew one side seam and then do the hem of the skirt before sewing the second side seam. I've received a lot of comments on the actual sewing hams that I use in my videos. And as I've said before, these were a gift to me from my mom, and she actually has a pattern available to make your own on Etsy. But some people have also inquired if I could do a video showing how to make the sewing hams. If you'd be interested in seeing how to create your own sewing hams, please list that in the comment section below, and I'll encourage my mom to come on the channel. You're going to turn the hem edge of the skirt up and give it a press, and then we're going to get our hem sewn. We'll get that second side seam pressed open and attach the facing. With our skirt turned right side out, we can trim off the excess zipper. Now remember, if you have a larger zipper and you have pieces left over, I show you in another video how you can add an additional zipper pull and get more uses out of that single zipper. With the skirt turned right side out, we're going to grab our facing and pin it to the skirt with right sides together. We're going to match the side seams, and then at the end, we're just going to fold the excess facing over the zipper as close as we can and run our stitch right across the top. We're going to trim in towards that seam allowance and clip that corner and turn the lining to the inside. If you'd like to, before you actually do that last step, you can go ahead and finish the raw edge of the lining. You can either do that by cutting it with some pinking shears or actually just applying a zigzag stitch. So here's the progress so far, and we literally have 2 steps and we're finished with our project for today. As you can see, I used the same fabric for the lining as well as the exterior portion of the skirt. But if you used a lighter lining, you may want to secure the lining to the inside of the skirt. In that case, what you're going to do is press the seam allowance up, and then you're going to sew very close to the actual ditch right there, about 1/16 of an inch, and that will just guarantee that your lining will lie nicely to the inside of the actual skirt. I did want to show you just really quickly the understitching on the top of the actual skirt facing, which is going to hold the facing to the inside of the skirt and make sure that it's not visible on the exterior portion. Once we have that pressed to the inside, we're going to turn our attention to the actual facing and attach it to the zipper tape. So our skirt project is done. We've created the facing, we've installed the zipper, and we're ready to try it on the doll. One last tip I'd like to give you guys before we move on to those final photographs is if you're sewing for smaller dolls, sometimes the dongle or the pull piece on the zipper can seem extraordinarily large for the scale of the doll. You can remove the longer pull from the zipper by simply cutting it with a pair of pliers. I would recommend that you wear some eyewear or something to protect yourself in case that piece does go flying. Here's that final fit to our Sydney doll, and I think she looks fantastic. So as you can see, it was a really, really easy make. All we had to do is make a self-facing, add the zipper, and we're ready to go. So we arrived at the end of another video, and I think everything turned out great. If you have any questions about the construction of the block sloper with the added facing and the zipper, please list that in the comment section below. I thank you guys so much for being with me today. Please hit that like and subscribe button and the notification bell if you'd like to be informed of future videos. Here's a few of those sewing hams that my mom gifted me that I talked about earlier in the video. So if you are interested in seeing my mom on video with me showing you how to construct your own pressing hams for your doll fashions, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for coming by, and I'll see you in the next video.